She's beautiful when she's angry. Now, that's not something I just say to Amy every day. No, I'm just joking. It is the title of a film coming to ETSU on Monday, September 14th. This film is part of the South Arts Southern Circuit Tour and is presented by the Mary B. Martin School of the Arts. And here to preview this landmark work about the women's movement in America is Anita DeAngelis. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks, Chris.
This
Happy
is
to be
a
here.
very important film, isn't it?
It is. It's interesting that we haven't seen many historical things about the women's rights movement of the 60s and 70s. We see a lot about civil rights movement. We see quite a bit about the environmental movement that started at that time, but not about the women's rights movement.
And Mary Dorr, the producer of this film, is actually coming with the film. She'll be here to explain her work and in a question and answers
That's right.
event afterwards as well.
Right, and that's one of the things that is a hallmark of this particular film series, is that the filmmakers all come with the film, so we get to learn additional insights into the film. So
we're actually looking at some video right now of the film, actual footage from the film. And it basically, one of their taglines for this is "From Now to Now," talking about the National Organization of Women forming to now. And there's a lot happened in that time period.
Right, there's a lot happening, and there's a lot of things that seem to be taking a step backwards for a lot of feminists, and I'm in that group myself. So, it is a little frustrating today, but I think it's important that this film bridges that gap. So it's not just about the history of the 60s, but what's happening today as well.
And I think the point we're getting across here is that there's history and there's women's history involved here as well. And sometimes when we read history books, the history of women is kind of glossed over. Let's be honest about it sometimes. And that this film helps bridge that gap, like you say.
Right, right. And it's really about a lot of the grassroots organizers of the liberation movement for women. So it's a fascinating insight, because this movement happened across the country. It brought women many equal rights, or at least moved towards equal rights. At the time, back in the 60s, women had very few rights in the workplace and sometimes even in their own homes. So it's an important movement.
One example that was given is like a lady could not even get credit, like a credit card or credit at a bank, without a husband's signature.
And I experienced that in my own lifetime.
Really?
So yes, I have. So
this film really hit home for you as well.
It did, very much so.
And I was asking you earlier, you've watched this film in its entirety.
I have.
And you have a little warning for folks with children.
It's really for mature audiences only, so small children are probably not a good idea in this particular film.
This film series, you mentioned that the question and answer, that is so very important.
Right.
I mean, I know we get DVDs and they have the director's track on there, but this is live director's track. You get to really pick the mind of the filmmaker, don't you?
Right, and the filmmaker will also be meeting with a couple of classes at ETSU, so we really get some more in-depth, experiences from the filmmakers when they're talking to students or talking to people who came to the film. So it's really fun for us to be included in this series.
And the Mary B. Martin School, always active. Something's going on. Give us a little preview of what's going on down the road.
Sure. We have a speaker coming in at the end of September, Marcus McPeak Viatoro, and he's actually from Rogersville, but he lives in LA now. And then we have the Malpass brothers coming in early October, which
I know you're excited
super excited about it. Chanticleer, a men's chorus, is coming here in October, and then Jasmine Guy and the Avery Sharp Trio will be here as well. So pretty exciting season this year.
You've got a full fall lined up.
Yes, we do.
All right. Anita DeAngelis, the Mary B. Martin School of the Arts, they have a lot going on, and this film is just kicking off everything. She's beautiful when she's angry. Monday, September 4th, 7 p.m. at the Ball Hall Auditorium there. If you need more information, head over to etsu.edu/Martin, and you can get everything you need to know about attending this film.